Hello, chismosas y chismosos, and welcome back to Bay Area Housewife of True Crime, where I like to tell the stories of the real cucuys and lloronas of the world. I'm Audrey, former paralegal turned stay-at-home mom who loves true crime. The cases I cover are wild, topics may be triggering, viewer and listener discretion is advised. People mentioned are innocent until proven guilty in court. With all that being said, grab your hot Cheetos and let's get started on today's case. We've all heard about Gypsy Rose, but have you heard about the Udvardi children? On March 14th, 2008, Los Angeles Times and an April 3rd, 2008 Press Enterprise articles provided the following information. In 2006, 16-year-old Matthew, 14-year-old Sam, 11-year-old Abram, and 6-year-old Esther Udvardi were taken in by two social workers accompanied by a sheriff deputy from their Loma Linda Academy School. The San Bernardino County Department of Child Services had deemed their mother Leslie a danger to her children, specifically accusing her of having Munchausen by proxy. The Udvardi children were taken in by social services for 5 months. Munchausen by proxy is a type of mental illness or form of child abuse where the caretaker, more often than not the mother, invents non-existing symptoms or purposely causes genuine symptoms to the child in order to make it appear as though the child is sick. When she got the call from social services, all Leslie could hear was that her children were taken. She was so distraught, she hung up on the social worker and called her husband, screaming in panic. When Kirk called the social worker, she told him that if he failed to come out strongly against his wife, there was a good chance he would never see his children again. Despite the fact Leslie Udvardi had given birth on 4 separate occasions, she self-admittedly felt as though she not once viewed the newborn stage as enjoyable. In 2005, the children had amassed more than 500 doctor's appointments, not including various extensive studies and tests. The then 43-year-old Kirk and 49-year-old Leslie Udvardi had converted to the Seventh-day Adventist Church religion when they moved to Redlands, California from South Bend, Indiana. Kirk Udvardi was the band teacher at Loma Linda Academy. He also taught music at 2 local colleges and even managed to teach private lessons on the side. Leslie was a former math teacher but became a stay-at-home mom with the birth of their first sick child. Their first, Matthew, had rashes, respiratory infections, eye problems, difficulties absorbing food. Their second, Sam, had a reflux issue, was fed formula until he was 4 years old. You know how they say third time's the charm? Well, not in this case. Their third child, Abram, had to be fed through a tube and suffered seizures. The boys had asthma attacks, allergic reactions. She said they would stop breathing in their sleep, and they were placed on special diets and carried around an oxygen tank. Their youngest, born in 1994, a girl they named Esther, was no different. She had sleep apnea, seizures, and chronic viral infections. She would complain about pain in her legs, to which the medical brilliance of Loma Linda University Medical Center could not explain. An MRI scans report indicated a fluid-filled cavity called a syrinx. According to Leslie's Google search, she suspected Esther could have a Chiari malformation or something called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. She managed to get Leslie an appointment to be evaluated by the Chiari Institute of New York. Testing for Chiari would require 2 days of extensive surgical traction. Leslie tried to get Esther's pediatrician to prescribe a special needs stroller wheelchair for the trip to New York. She took Esther to see her pediatrician, Dr. Elminstrol, in August of 2005, and he said that Esther showed no signs of pain or difficulty walking. Simply put, Dr. Elminstrol refused to order a wheelchair for a healthy kid. Dr. Elminstrol told the hospital's Children Assessment Center that deals with child abuse cases that Leslie was seeking unnecessarily painful surgery for her daughter that could leave her disabled for the rest of her life. His report on the visit that hit the fan included that Esther had seen 3 neurosurgeons, 2 neurologists, and they said Esther did not have Chiari malformation. She did have a small spinal syrinx that was benign, and that unfortunately this mother was seeking care for her children that was inappropriate and unnecessary. That same day, the pediatrician filed a child abuse complaint with the San Bernardino County Department of Child Services. These complaints are automatically referred to the Sheriff's Department for an investigation and should in all cases be treated seriously. Dr. Elminstrol told authorities that Leslie needed to be stopped. In September of 2015, the social worker assigned to the case, Esmeralda Puente, communicated with Dr. Elminstrol and reported to the court that Leslie was dangerous and was using her kids for whatever means she thought the inappropriate seeking of medical care had been going on for years. The doctors told investigators that Leslie's anxious, aggressive, medical attention-seeking behavior was suspicious. The doctors were able to confirm that yes, the children did in fact suffer from real medical issues such as asthma, seizures, and acid reflux issues. That being said, all other symptoms Leslie said her children had were vague and over-exaggerated. Dr. Claire Sheridan Matney was a forensic pediatrician appointed by the Department of Children's Services to evaluate this case of child abuse allegations. After 2 months, Dr. Sheridan Matney reported back to the social worker that Leslie Udvardi had fabricated a long list of medical diagnoses for her children. That was enough for the Department of Child Services to pull the Udvardi children from school on December 7, 2005, and on December 12, 2005, a judge ordered them to be placed in state custody.